for a long time, bro. It's really evident now. YouTube has this sissy thing on lock, man. The sissies have got this thing on lock. It's not like they're trying. No, they have accomplished so much that they were trying. And it's insanity. This is, like I said, this is tyranny. Like, it's like real tyranny. This is where JoJo Siwa little sissies are in the position of bosses. You get what I'm saying? I've made this analogy before. This is kind of like, you know, this is like a rigged fight. Like, this is like saying that instead of John Jones going in the ring, right, who's an opponent that you know you probably wouldn't beat, right? And then what instead happens is they put a little girl in the ring, JoJo Siwa, and then the game is, okay, you're gonna throw this thing. You have to throw this thing, and you're not even gonna fight. And JoJo Siwa is somehow the winner, and everyone's supposed to accept that. That's why I look at you people. That's why I look at it. It's like, you are a complete sissy. What are you doing? You know, like, how are you controlling anything? Like, who is giving you a platform, and who is what's the word? Who is uplifting you and putting you on a pedestal and reinforcing your sissy retard beliefs? That's probably a hate speech word too. I can't even, your crazy beliefs. I can't even probably say that R word. So, what's going on here? That's my question. Is who's reinforcing these beliefs that you have and these trends, and who is doing this? Who is really pushing this? Because last time I checked, especially like I said, men like myself, especially black men, straight men, there's not. I'm gonna say we're the minority, black men. So it's not even like, but it's not like all white men are not heterosexual males, bro. That's another thing I'd say. Like, now I'll throw shade where shade should be thrown, and I'll admit that, you know, where I live, you'd be disgustingly surprised how many men, whether openly or closeted, are not straight men, especially these white ones. So I'm not even gonna mince words. I'm just gonna keep it real, you know, because they're mostly not black. It's overwhelming. It's like, what is wrong with these white men? So, but that's just here. I'm talking about globally. Most men are just normal men, and we are not backing that. We are not backing up these trends. We are not backing these trends, bro. We are not sitting around saying, well, you know what, I think this is toxic or this is wrong, and I think we should actually do this and this is right and that. No sane person with any with any sanity that cares about any person around them, that has any self-respect, is pushing these agendas. That's what I'm really saying. We are not pushing this. We are pretty much fighting with every last ounce of our being to annihilate these agendas. But we're not winning. That's it's not funny, but it's just it's comical. Like, I always have to laugh at things that, like, you know, because I'm human, so of course I'm going to, you know, there's going to be some humor, I'm going to laugh. But it really isn't funny, though. It's really not. It's not funny. It's really not funny because it's detrimental. It's really detrimental. And what I see of all things is it's very but this is all designed by plan in the first place anyway, which is sad. It's very evident in the newer generations that I see that are born. You know, so you have my generation, like I was born in '88. A lot of us, we are like, what in the hell are you guys doing? What's going on here? Like, what in the hell? What in the hell is going on here? Right? But then you have, like I said, a later generation to where, like I said, every other last male is bisexual or something. It's like, what's going on with what is this? Like what is going on here? You know, like, because this isn't normal. You know, it would be normal if like a person here or there, like, yeah, that'd be normal, but it's just way too much activity. So it's like something is not right here. And what that leads me to believe is, like I said, these agendas that are being pushed have had a true, tangible. That's the part I don't really understand. Is I don't understand the science behind, because it's almost like witchcraft. Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm a Satanist, and I have nothing against witchcraft, so it's not that. I'm not a Christian. But what I'm saying is, it's crazy to watch, because it's very similar to, like I said, witchcraft, a hex or something. It's like no one's really paying attention, but then physical things start to happen that are tangible, and then people wonder why or how they happen. So they're like, oh, well, how did that happen? Like, you know, I said, like, I've said this in another rant, you know, like someone gets killed, somebody, I don't know, they OD, someone gets hit by a car, someone has a miscarriage, whatever, someone contracts some type of disease and then they end up passing away. And it doesn't even have to be that negative, it could be something positive too. But I'm just saying, like, that heavy, very real, very active stuff that you can see happen sometimes, and you know, even if maybe you were involved in this, of how something happened to a person or persons, and no one would understand how. They would just think it's a mistake or an accident or whatever. So I'm watching, like I said, I've watched the changes in, like, other generations and see the decline. And I'm like, well, then how did they pull this off? So there's a whole science behind this. Like I said, you can call me a conspiracy theorist if you want, but I don't think that. I just think there really is a science to how everything is being done, and there's an agenda, and it's working. That's the scary thing, is it's actually working. It's working with some people. It's worked on some people, clearly. You know, I don't know how many years that this has taken to come in to existence. I don't know how people have really did what they did and how they've accomplished what they've accomplished, but the damage that they have accomplished is clear. And it is very scary. To me, it's very retarded. I just have to use that word. This is retarded. Like, this is not even funny anymore. You know, it's retarded. So what happened, like I said before, they flipped it. They flipped it to where it's like, okay, so if you're normal, that was normal before. It's like, okay, yeah, you're just a straight man, you're a masculine man, and you like normal things. You raise your kids a certain way. It doesn't have to be like a Christian household or anything, but, you know, they're just normal kids. Now, it's, see what I mean? Like, now, I don't even have to go there, but now it's like, oh, so it's the reverse. So now, if you are a straight up freak, I'm just going to call it what it is. If you are a freak, like, you're a friggin' freak, man, well, then that's somehow normal. See how that twisted? See how it started one way and then slowly but surely came around to the other way? That's my whole point. You know? So, like I said before, like, you have these sissies. That's the only way I'm just going to put the whole lump of them. I'm putting them all in one box of sissies. It's like, you have males, like, for instance, you have, like, younger to older males. And, like I said, someone like myself will say, well, hell no, you know, that's not going to fly. Or, you know, my take is like, what crack have you been smoking? You know what I mean? And then one guy puts his head down. You know what I mean? Like, what are you putting your head down for? So you don't like the fact that I called out all of this business that's going on? Is that what you're saying? You know? So I'm just calling it as it is, and there's a problem with it. So basically, now I am some type of bigoted, phobic, this, that, and third, and so on and so on and so forth. You know, just because I call a spade a spade. You know, so that's an issue, man. That is an issue. That's all this is. That's what this really is. You know, with YouTube, there's much more to it. I know YouTube, there's a lot more tied up into all that. YouTube, it's about money. It's about changing the platform for a profit, not necessarily for a function. It's about rearranging it regardless of who is on there with whatever platform. And it's not about the creator, it's about the company or whatever itself. Okay, and yeah, that's how everything works, but you know, but like I said, it forces people like myself to now make content that it's not necessarily that it can't be even kind of the same kind of content. It's just now I have to find a very watered down way to present it. Like it has to be watered down. You know, it can't really be as potent as it should be. And it's very annoying because for me, like I said, my mentality is just say what I'm saying, say it as it is. If you don't like it, then you could confront me about it, right? And see how that ends for you. It's not all this like, oh, you know, hiding around corners and dipping and ducking, and you know, you try to say something one way and talking behind people's back and whispering, and no, it's not that with me. So my mentality is not that, but that's what I'm doing on YouTube. That's what this YouTube has become. Is like I said, it's become a sissy platform where it's like, you know, you might as well just make kid content for kids because, you know, any like I said, anything close to just normal is out of the question now. You know, or your views, if they're somewhat normal and healthy, you know, that is just out of the question. And one thing that I really hate about that whole thing is, and I'm just saying this because it makes sense. Like, I'm not even saying that I collaborate with anyone because I don't, because I'm not a big channel. I'm small channel. But one thing that annoys me is like, I would think me being black, right? I would just think this. I would think me being black, that if I was to try to collaborate with someone else who is black, male or female, family, people